Hello there, story lovers. Welcome to our channel, where imagination comes to life. I'm so excited you're here with us today. We have a beautiful story lined up for you about friendship, adventure, and the magic that comes from our hearts. So, get ready, and let's dive into our tale, a world of possibilities. Once upon a time in a small, cheerful village of Wellers, where houses were painted in bright colors and flowers bloomed all year round, lived a young girl named Lucky. Lucky was known for her curiosity. She always asked questions about everything around her. Why did the sky change colors? How did the birds know when to migrate? Where did the stars go when the sun came up? One sunny morning, Lucky decided to take a stroll through the woods near her village. The trees stood tall, their leaves whispering secrets to the wind. As she wandered deeper into the forest, she stumbled upon a shimmering blue stone lying in a patch of sunlight. It was unlike anything she had ever seen before. It sparkled as if it held the essence of the entire sky. Lucky picked up the stone and felt a warm glow radiating from it. She didn't know why, but she felt an overwhelming urge to keep it. As she held it close, a soft voice suddenly filled the air. "Hello, dear Lucky," the voice said. It was gentle like a breeze. Startled but intrigued, Lucky looked around. "Who's there?" she replied, scanning the trees. "Right here, with the stone," the voice chimed. Lucky looked back at the stone and gasped. The surface began to ripple like water, revealing a tiny figure. It was a shimmering fairy, with wings that sparkled like diamonds. "I am Etheria, the guardian of dreams and possibilities. You have found the Stone of Wonders," the fairy said, her voice melodious. "This stone grants your heart's deepest desire, but you must use it wisely." Lucky's eyes widened with excitement. "Really, I can wish for anything?" she asked, her mind racing with the possibilities. "Indeed," Etheria replied, fluttering closer. "But remember, true happiness comes from within. Choose your wish with care." Lucky thought for a moment. She could wish for riches, fame, or even the ability to fly. But deep down, she just wanted to help others and make the world a brighter place. After contemplating, she said, "I wish for a magical garden that can heal anyone who enters. A place where people can come to forget their worries." Etheria smiled, her wings shimmering brighter. "A wonderful wish. Your garden will be a sanctuary of joy and peace. But you must nurture it, and it will only flourish through love and kindness." With a wave of her hand, Etheria sprinkled sparkling dust over the blue stone, which glowed brighter and then dimmed. "Now, go home, Lucky, and everything will begin," she said before fading back into the stone. Excitedly, Lucky raced back home. She could hardly contain her joy. That evening, she started to prepare for her magical garden. She gathered seeds from all the flowers she could find: sunflowers, daisies, roses, and even herbs. She wanted to create a place filled with colors, scents, and happiness. The next morning, she got to work. She chose a corner of her family's backyard, a place that received sunlight and was shaded by a big oak tree. Lucky dug into the earth, planting seeds with care. She sang to them as she worked, her voice sweet and pure. Day by day, she watered the seeds, tended to them, and spoke words of encouragement. To her astonishment, the garden began to grow rapidly. One day Lucky went out to check on her plants, and she found that they were in full bloom. Colorful flowers stretched toward the sky, and soft fragrances wafted through the air. It was a beautiful sight, more incredible than she could have imagined. As news of Lucky's garden spread throughout Wellers, curious villagers began to visit. Some were drawn by the beauty, others came seeking solace from their troubles. Lucky welcomed each visitor with open arms, inviting them to explore the garden. One day, Mrs. Thompson, the village baker, entered the garden looking particularly sad. "Hello, dear Lucky," she said, her voice trembling. "I feel so lonely. My husband passed away last winter, and every day feels like a heavy burden." Feeling empathy for Mrs. Thompson, Lucky took her hand and led her to a cozy bench surrounded by vibrant flowers. "Sit here, take a deep breath and enjoy the beauty around you," Lucky encouraged. As Mrs. Thompson inhaled deeply, she closed her eyes, letting the scents of the flowers wash over her. With a soft smile slowly appearing, she whispered, "Thank you, Lucky. This place is truly magical." Over the following weeks, more and more villagers visited Lucky's garden. Each of them carried their own burdens, worries about work, troubles in their families, or simply feelings of sadness. Yet, each time they stepped into the garden, they felt a weight lifted from their hearts. Lucky listened to their stories, offering them her love and kindness. Gradually, she realized that her wish was coming true. The garden was indeed a sanctuary, one where people came to heal. One afternoon, as Lucky tended to the flowers, she suddenly found herself yearning for a friend. She loved helping others, but she wished to share her adventures with someone special. A little sparkle of loneliness crept into her heart. That evening, after the last visitor had left, Lucky sat beneath her favorite tree and held the blue stone gently in her hands. "Etheria, I wish for a friend who shares my sense of wonder and love for adventure." As if the fairy had been waiting for her wish, the garden shimmered with light. Suddenly, a portal appeared at the far end of the garden, swirling with colors just like the stone. Lucky's heart raced with excitement as she approached it. Before she could even understand what was happening, a boy stepped out from the portal. He had messy black hair and bright, curious eyes. "Hi, I'm Leo," he said, grinning from ear to ear. "I saw the shimmering light from a distance and couldn't help but come and see." Lucky's heart was filled with joy. "I'm Lucky. I wished for a friend, and it seems you're here." They quickly bonded over their love for adventure and nature. Leo shared stories of his travels from a nearby town, and Lucky spoke of her magical garden. They spent hours exploring every corner of the place, creating memories that sparkled like the fairy's wings. As days turned into weeks, Lucky and Leo became inseparable. They laughed, played, and worked together in the garden. Together, they transformed it into an even more breathtaking place, planting new flowers and creating cozy spots to relax. One day, something magical happened. A family of rabbits appeared in the garden. They hopped around, nibbling on grass and playing tag with each other. Lucky and Leo watched in awe, their hearts swelling with happiness. "This garden is more alive than I ever imagined," Leo exclaimed, clapping his hands in delight. Lucky nodded. "It feels like a true haven for everyone, humans and animals alike." As the seasons changed, the garden continued to flourish. In winter, the orange and purple pansies bloomed brightly against the snowy backdrop. During summer, the sunlight turned the petals gold. And in autumn, the leaves transformed into a warm palette of reds and yellows, creating a tapestry of beauty. But one chilly winter day, a sudden storm swept through Wellers. Wind howled, snow fell heavily, and the garden seemed to tremble. When Lucky and Leo rushed outside to check on their beloved plants, they found the flowers buried under thick blankets of snow. Heartbroken, they knelt in the snow, uncertainty filling the air. "Will they survive?" Leo asked, sadness lacing his voice. Lucky took a deep breath. "We have to believe in the magic of the garden. We need to cover them, shield them from the storm." They worked side by side, gathering branches and blankets to protect the flowers. As the storm raged outside, They whispered words of encouragement to the plants, reminding them of the sun and warmth they would once again feel. When morning came, the storm had passed, leaving a glistening layer of snow, but also a scene of devastation. Lucky felt tears prick her eyes as she gazed at the frost-covered garden. "I don't think it will ever be the same," she said softly. But Leo squeezed her hand gently. "We've tended to it with love, Lucky. Let's care for it together every day. We can bring it back to life." With renewed determination, Lucky and Leo began the task of restoring the garden. They removed the snow, tended to the delicate branches, and eventually, the flowers began to emerge out of the soil, reaching for the sunlight. As the weather warmed, new blossoms appeared, vibrant and colorful, stronger than ever. It was as if the garden had grown wiser with the storm. By spring, the garden not only healed but flourished beyond what Lucky had imagined. Villagers returned with smiles and laughter, sharing stories of resilience and hope, inspired by the beauty of nature that had thrived despite the challenges. As summer approached, Etheria returned to visit. With her wings dancing in the sunlight, she appeared just as Lucky and Leo were planting new seeds. "Lucky, my dear, you have done a wonderful job nurturing your garden. It has become more than a magical place. It is also a symbol of love, friendship, and the power to overcome adversity." Lucky and Leo beamed with pride as they listened. "Thank you, Etheria. We were determined to make it a sanctuary for all," Lucky said. Etheria smiled warmly. "Because of your efforts, I will grant you one last wish. You may choose to keep this garden as your own or share its magic with the world." Lucky thought for a moment. She looked at Leo and then at the villagers enjoying the garden, their faces filled with joy. "I want to share it. Everyone deserves a place of happiness and healing." "Very well," Etheria said, her voice resonating with joy. "May this garden forever be a source of wonder for all who enter." With that, the Stone of Wonders sparkled one last time, and the magical garden blossomed even more vibrantly, extending beyond its original boundaries, bonding the spirit of dwellers together in love. Years went by, and Lucky and Leo grew up. The garden continued to thrive, a cherished place where anyone could come and heal. Lucky never forgot about the blue stone and Etheria, knowing that the magic of possibilities was not just in the stone but in the love and kindness they shared. One day, as Lucky sat under her favorite oak tree with Leo, now her lifelong friend, she reflected on her journey. "You know," she said, "I think I have everything I could ever wish for right here." With a smile, Leo replied, "And the best part is, we can keep dreaming. Tomorrow, let's create a little corner for woodland creatures. They deserve a sanctuary too." As they talked and dreamed together, the garden whispered back, reminding them that every wish, every dream, and every act of kindness holds the promise of a brighter tomorrow, a world full of possibilities waiting to blossom. And so, the story of Lucky and her magical garden continued, a testament to the wonder of friendship, the healing power of nature, and the magic that lies within our hearts. Thank you so much for joining us for this delightful story. We hope you enjoyed a world of possibilities and that it inspired you to believe in the magic around you. Remember, just like Lucky, you have the power to make a difference in the world through kindness and love. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more magical stories. Let us know in the comments what your favorite part of the story was or if you have any wish you'd like to share. Until next time, keep dreaming and spreading kindness. Bye.